Welcome back to They Did What? Your social internet's craziest, most entertaining stories where I go with them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today I'm going to go over a story titled, My Girlfriend Hid Her Feelings and Outings with a Coworker Twice. Caught her using ChatGPT to compare us. Can trust be rebuilt? And a shout out to Jorge for sending in this story. And guys, this story is about a young guy. He's only 19. And he's talking about his girlfriend, 18, who twice found out that she was using ChatGPT to ask questions about the relationship, what she should do because she likes this other guy, making it clear that she has no attraction for a young guy here, and she's off to school pretty soon to college. Gee, imagine what can happen here. And this guy's definitely very puzzled here with the whole thing. And I thought it'd be an entertaining one to go over here, guys, where you're going to see that welcome to modern times where girls are going to Skynet, essentially, to ask questions to determine whether they should be with you or not. But also, more importantly here, is our guy here, deep down, his gut tells him something's wrong with her, but he's too young and inexperienced to know any better on how to properly deal with it. And let me tell you this story, guys, as a refresher. Gals can be not just master manipulators, but master actresses at a very young age. This chick knows how to pull his strings. When he dumps her, and he does break up with her, at least for a while, oh man, the waterworks, the crocodile tears, the drama. Man, this girl ought to go into freaking drama school and become an actress. She's that good. And it's really important, guys, you don't fall for it. When someone tells you or shows you one way or another who they are, believe them. I mean, it is the freaking truth. I've heard this before, and I'm sure you guys have heard that saying too. And this girl is. But again, I have some sympathy, some empathy for this young dude because he's only 19. Most of us were there with that first love at some point and can be blind. But our guy here is definitely about to become our pill. And I think you'll see as I go through this and why I'm covering this. But before I get into it, guys, definitely come join me and your fellow hooligans and scumbags over on my men's community over on Patreon and Locals. You can come by and check it out and for free as a member and just glance to see what it's all about through the previews, or become a paying supporter and you have the ability to chat with me and all the other guys. Get all my videos on here on YouTube, the new ones, commercial free, and exclusive videos 2 to 3 times a week on stuff I won't post over here because I'll get in trouble with YouTube. Just come by, check it out. I'll post the link in the top of the comment section. And all you guys out there that joined, I'm really enjoying talking to you. Okay, so the story starts off, says here, my girlfriend, 18-year-old female, and I, 19, have been together for 2 years. She is truly the love of my life and my best friend. And when things are good between us, they're generally incredible. Young love, but our guy is about to become R-pilled. Like any couple who has been together through these formative years, we've had our fair share of rough patches. In 2 years, with no real life responsibilities or problems. I'm not trying to diss the guy, if you will, or make fun of him. It's just like, dude, you're 19. But I was there too, at one time. But I've always viewed her as my soulmate, oh Lord, and the person I wanted a real future with, though I myself have had doubts in the past as well. The first discovery in the whole ChatGPT log. A few months ago, a persistent bad feeling that really stemmed from nothing led me to go through her phone behind her back, which is something I feel immense guilt about, as I never want to be that kind of partner. Smack! Oh, here we go, the partner crap. You can tell he's 19, and well, like a lot of 19-year-olds, he's impacted by the PC terms he's been brainwashed with. Girlfriend, bonehead, girlfriend. What I found was a series of detailed private conversations and prompts she's been typing into ChatGPT. She was essentially using the AI as an anonymous, judgment-free digital journal sounding board because she was too ashamed to speak to me about what was happening in her head. What I read the first time I went through her phone, it may crushed me. Well, so much for the soulmate and best friend and in love and meant to be together forever and, Well, she had developed emotional and attraction-based thoughts toward a male coworker. She was using ChatGPT to directly compare him to me, weighing his traits against mine. Okay, back in the day, people would make a pro-con list. But okay, they're using Skynet. She's using Skynet to determine who should be her boyfriend here. In these AI logs, she was actively professing feelings of not being attracted to me and questioning her attraction and future with the both of us. Oh, that's real nice. Again, back to his soulmate and the true love of his life and all that shit. When I confronted her the first time, it was a massive blow to my self-esteem and our relationship. We talked about how she was only using AI to get her feelings out, and she felt immensely guilty about having these feelings in the first place. In the chat, she said things such as, I can't help having fantasies about him, and that my current relationship is so boring. I'm her first boyfriend, by the way. I mean, at the end of the day, people are going to have feelings no matter what. But the fact that she's doing this in the ChatGPT, and you always know there's more going on than, I mean, look, the stuff she's thinking about and saying about him, this is reasons to say, okay, it's not working. We had long, painful conversations, which went on for 2 weeks before I fully chose to actively forgive her, trust her, and move forward. Smack! Oh, boy. Believing that bringing it into light would end it, and after we could rebuild. We did actually rebuild, so you thought. Through the summer, we had a strong relationship and had a lot of fun. Lots of dates and activities we did together, and honestly, I think we felt more connected and in love than ever. Well, she was obviously doing damage control and love bombing and all that type of thing. Although, over that time, I had always had a lingering sense of insecurity and anxiety about the whole thing, which I never brought up with her, as I was at a point where I literally had to choose to actively forgive her and move on, so why bring up old stuff? See, it's not going away. This is the point. When guys discover things, either proof that the girlfriend's been cheating or at least having thoughts otherwise about you, that's not going to go away. And it doesn't make you insecure or less of a man, like they like to label guys for thinking that. And notice that it was for some reason he felt compelled to go through her phone in the first place. What does that say? Remember, guys, as I said in the beginning, our guy's 19. He's learning. I have been in his shoes and said the same thing, felt the same thing at a young age. And this is why I'm easier on the very young guys, because how else are they going to learn? If this guy was 10 years older, well, given how things go, I'd be smacking the hell out of him. A couple months after the first incident, early August, a group outing with her coworkers came up. Non-professional, just a fun outing with friends. She mentioned the specific male coworker might be there, but claimed she wasn't sure. Afterwards, she came to me and admitted he did end up showing up. Oh, imagine that. At first, I thought she was being open with me, but my gut kept telling me something was off. Again, back to his gut. So I made the decision to check her phone a second time when she fell asleep. I discovered that she knew beforehand that he was going to be there. Oh, imagine that. She deliberately hid that fact from me beforehand because she was scared of my reaction, because she knew it crossed a boundary, given our recent history with him. Aha. Our guy obviously expressed boundaries. I want you hanging out with that guy. Uh-huh. On top of that, checking her phone revealed that the internal pattern and lingering thoughts, the comparisons, and the private processing of her attraction issues in her AI chats had not actually stopped. This time around, she was really mentioning the fact that she wasn't even really attracted to me at all, and that I'm not her usual type, along with questioning if she wants to be in a relationship, if she loves me, and how she wants to experience things and date different guys. Okay, young brother, how much evidence do you need that this is not working? That it's time to cut ties and move on. Clearly, this is very likely his first love, maybe his first lay. He imagined the future with her. Again, many guys watching this have been there, if we're honest here. I've been there in varying degrees 30-some years ago, and I learned. It's not going to work. She had these AI logs that had timestamps spreading across the last few months here and there. So during our amazing last few months, when I felt more connected and closer to her than ever, these feelings and emotions were still present the whole time. Of course they were, but she's a very good actress hiding those type of things. They're great at it. And again, she's only 18 years old. Imagine how good she's going to be in 10 years. Although in those same chats, she did confess feeling super guilty about these thoughts, and she always does love me, contradictory, and only wants a life with me, as well as not wanting other girls to have me. We can tell If he didn't discover this, he'd be put in the friend zone. But she would give him just enough to keep him around so he wouldn't go find other girls. He says her reaction and the emotional breakdown. Oh, here we go. This is the point you guys will find funny. The breakdown. When I confronted her the second time, she didn't get angry at me for going through her phone. Instead, she suffered a complete and total emotional breakdown. Oh, goody. She was sobbing hysterically for hours, honestly, days on end. It was a raw, gut-wrenching kind of crying that felt impossible to write off as fake or crocodile tears. Smack! Dude, wake up. They're great actresses. Remember how she was acting around here for the last couple months and things are better than ever, but meanwhile she has those feelings? This is the same thing. And it sounds like she's going on full-on Tusken Raider. Big fucking mess and tears and crying and slobbering. You get the point. And he's falling for it. She was terrified of losing me, holding on to me, and swearing that she only wants and loves me. Oh yeah, well ChatGPT will disagree with that. Full of crap. Remember, she wants to keep this guy around. She does not want to lose him. He is the ideal perfect boyfriend, but she wants to probably go through a hose phase. Initially, her explanation felt contradictory, because it was. She said those feelings and thoughts are impulsive or intrusive, and it's definitely not a good, accurate representation of how she feels day to day and throughout the relationship as a whole. Bullshit. Saying this while simultaneously crying without end for days and pulling on emotional strings was obviously extremely hard for me to hear and hard for me to bear, because at the end of the day, I do love her so much. Smack! Snap out of it, dude. The ChatGPT shit was essentially like her journal. Those are her real thoughts and feelings. Don't fall for her. She does not want to lose her guaranteed guy here. You know, her safe guy. But he's young. He needs an older brother. An older brother knows what the fuck he's talking about. Or a dad or an uncle. Or me. I strictly ended things a few times, and then she showed up at my house and begged to talk and explain herself, when it was always just the same denying what she said and claiming that's not really who she is, and was just working through impulsive thoughts that she felt guilty about. Bullshit. See, right here, he broke up with her. And then she came over and bawled her eyes out, and then he's like, all right. Then broke up with her, and back and forth. This young guy's parents are like, oh, the bitch is back again. Ugh. It felt like a total disconnect. How could she write detailed comparisons to AI and hide things from me, but then sob on my floor saying none of it was real? She was literally on the floor holding his goddamn leg. This went on for about 4 days. After we dug deeper into the psychology of it, she finally dropped that self-protecting defense. You mean bullshit. She admitted that these actions didn't just happen out of nowhere. They stem from a place of intense internal insecurity, self-hatred, and unhealthy need for validation. I do believe the validation part. Okay, so basically, in her first year of college, she has Psychology 101, got a few terms, maybe Googled a few things, maybe ChatGPT told her a few things to say to this guy, and he's like, that sounds pretty good. Come on, young brother. Which was the same as the last time apparently. She explained that she used ChatGPT because she felt so confused, guilty, and full of self-loathing about her thoughts, and she wanted an external source to sort them out without being judged. Bullshit. She literally typed all this shit, and this is probably what ChatGPT told her to say. I swear I'm convinced of it. She confessed that she hates herself, feels lost inside, and channeled that internal mess into these boundary-crossing actions. She claims she now sees this as a flaw within herself that she needs to fix, and she promises to work on loving herself and being 100% transparent. Well, that's great, but, yeah, we're still broken up. Christ's sake. She took 100% responsibility for hiding the fact that he'd be at the group outing, as well as being that she knew she crossed my boundary. That's accountability. Wow, that's rare. But she doesn't have many friends or opportunities to make friends, so she took it. Where I am right now, mentally, I made the decision to stay and try to work through this after she finally owned the root cause. Smack, smack, smack. How'd that work last time, dude? How many times do you have to go through this bull crap to, you know, she's gonna love bomb you more, like what she's been doing. It's gonna put on the whole thing, and she's gonna be right back to being wishy-washy and not sure and all that stuff with ChatGPT. tomorrow. Blah, blah, blah. Root cause, insecurity, self-hatred, rather than calling it fake. But I'm still carrying an unbearable amount of weight, meaning you don't trust her. Attraction and self-worth. Hearing that your girl, he actually said partner, I'm not going to say that. Hearing that your girlfriend of 2 years used an AI app to break down why she wasn't attracted to you and compare you to a coworker inflicts a very specific, deeply painful scar. Even though she swears right now that I'm her entire world, I feel insecure in my own skin and my relationship. Dude, you have reason to feel that way because she's saying she's not attracted to you. Either it's physically or just by your being who you are. This is not going to work. Okay? At the end of the day, it's not going to work. But he doesn't understand that she wants to keep him around. He's her layaway guy. He's like, this is the type of guy that, okay, they'll marry, not because they're attracted to them, because he's safe. And by him walking away, it ruins her whole plan. Guilt over snooping. I hate that I became the boyfriend who went through her phone twice. Smack! That's how you found out what was going on, genius. I feel guilty for invading her privacy, even though my gut was proven right both times. I stopped feeling guilty. I feel more guilty now because I'm still tempted more than ever to go through her phone again. You have every right to go through her phone again, but maybe you shouldn't be with it. If you're this freaking paranoid and this paranoia comes from a solid, reasonable place, you shouldn't be with her. But her waterworks roped you in. The fear history repeating. The hardest pill to swallow by far is that I already forgave her once, and she repeated the same behavior. And gee, what do you think's going to happen again, dude? And I think there's more going on here than she's letting on. He's a young guy. He has to learn the hard way. Even with all her sobbing, her genuine pain, and her recent self-awareness, I'm terrified that in 4 to 6 months, once the panic of losing me fades away, and she's in university, the insecurity will take over again, and the pattern will return. And she might take real action like cheating, or inevitably she'll break up with me, which is probable. Well, okay, this initially started in early August, I think he said, or the second round of this in early August, is late August. She's probably going off to school about now. This shit's going to happen right now. The second she's in the dorm and she sees the older guys, the older Chads and older Tyrones at the school, and they're going to be swinging their dicks around and like, hey, girl. Next thing you know, all of a sudden she's going to be talking to ChatGPT, asking, should I be hooking up with this guy? Questions for Reddit. Can a girlfriend who struggled with attraction outside validation due to deep insecurity actually fix that through personal growth therapy, or is the relationship fundamentally poisoned once those comparisons are made? How do you ever rebuild real effortless trust when you caught them once, forgave them, and then caught them hiding things a second time? I'll go back to his first question. First of all, I think what she's saying is bullshit. Okay? And once a cheater, always a cheater. Second part, how do you rebuild effortless trust, blah, 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 when you forgave them and caught and once a cheater, always a cheater. She's going to do this again, dude. She knows all she has to do is whine and cry and get on the floor and roll around and pull on your leg and shit like that, and you'll take her back. It's going to happen. 3, am I being naive by staying because her crying and panic felt so undeniable real in the moment? Or can intense remorse after a second boundary violation actually lead to long-term changes? Dude, you're being extremely naive, but you're 19, you're young, you're young, you're in love, you're hoping for the best. You probably watched too many fucking rom-coms, but most of us have been there, brother. You're going to learn just like the rest of us. Her remorse the first time felt so real as well, but she didn't even change because it wasn't real. It's also natural to be attracted to people, and I'd be lying if I said I haven't had those thoughts myself, but never to the degree of having to sort it all out. And AI, because I was just so torn about what to do. I don't get it. I always knew I loved and wanted her at the end of the day. And he goes on a little bit more, but this is not important. But anyhow, guys, so this is the point here, and I covered this because it's interesting. It's showing a reflection of the times, checking AI for answers and what to do, ChatGPT and stuff like that. But he's young, he's inexperienced, and doesn't obviously have a good mentor. And this is going to keep happening. If she hasn't physically cheated on him already, the second she goes off to college and she's in the dorms meeting the older guys and all that stuff, done, over. But some guys, most guys, have to learn the hard way. So I'm willing to bet you when we get an update here, as much as I don't want this guy to be in pain because he seems like a good kid, and yes, he's a kid, the update's probably going to be that, well, guess what? He found out that she's rolling with Chad and Tyra and have a little hose phase at the school because, again, she made it clear she has no attraction for him. But, that could end up being the best thing ever happened to him because it becomes our pill. Next thing you know, he finds a channel like mine. So, to all the guys out there, maybe stumble across a video like this or have this situation being yourself, if somebody shows you or tells you really who they are, believe them. She's made it clear she's not attracted to this guy, but he doesn't understand he's her safe guy, her layaway guy, and he doesn't want to believe that she would do that. And some girls actually don't quite know why they do some of the things they do. Really, they don't. And I realize that she's making him be her safe guy, her layaway guy, but it's happening. So the best thing that what this guy should have done, certainly the second time, is ended it with her and said, please stay away. Stop coming to my house. You're freaking out my mom and dad and my little sister with all your crying and begging and pleading. She knows how to work him. And look how young she is. 18. And boom, she's a pro. And after 2 years with him, she knows exactly what buttons to push, what strings to pull, just like a fucking marionette. And it's working. So hopefully he learns. But this is the world we're in right now with the ChatGPT. So I recommend all you guys look through your girlfriend's or wife's phone. They have ChatGPT. You never know what they're fucking asking. Can you imagine if you are at the center of OpenAI, the company that owns ChatGPT, and seeing all the questions and all that people ask? Damn. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And, guys, you find a good story to cover, send them away, strongsuccessfulmail@gmail.com. And if it's a good one, I'll definitely cover it. And be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.